Sun Mystic IG, and his is Dragon Ball, and I'm assuming he means Dragon Ball Z here, the GOAT. And for him, the answer is yes.
For Dragon Ball?
Actually, I think he means Dragon Ball Z.
He might actually.
But he could mean Dragon Ball.
I mean, if he actually says Dragon Ball, that would make more sense.
He did. His text was Dragon Ball. The text of his question was
we can answer both. Shit.
Yeah.
What I will say about Dragon Ball being the GOAT, meaning greatest of all time, right now I have to accept that it is. If you think about, at least from a Western perspective, you probably wouldn't be watching none of the anime you watching if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z. And you probably wouldn't be watching Dragon Ball Z if Dragon Ball didn't go as hard as it went. And me personally, I like Dragon Ball better than the Dragon Ball Z and Super series. Yeah. So I kind of, And then especially when you watch all these other anime, you're just like, oh, they just doing that Dragon Ball thing. It's the GOAT. It's got to be. For me, at least.
I mean, I say it had to be the GOAT off of, if we're talking about Dragon Ball, I didn't really watch it that religiously, but I know it's based off of Journey to the West. And I know that, as far as I know, there's at least one other show that tried to do it and didn't get as successful, but to basically like steal your story from someone else and then be able to turn that story into something completely different that's iconic, I feel like I gotta put props on that. So I would agree that it's a GOAT because it's progenitor of most of this shonen shit. So
pretty much ditto. Can't even really say much other than also it was a funny effing show too. So I definitely gotta give big ups to comedy shows like just considering how old it was too. But like the combo, the action, adventure, kind of fantasy, and then also comedy, that's pretty much what got me into anime in a sense. So yeah.
I mean, and they made monkeys like the scariest animal, bro. Monkeys was harder than lions for a while because of Dragon Ball.
What?
Think about that. Monkeys was harder than lions.
Grade 8 form, bro. Don't sleep.
Well, for me, I don't think it's the GOAT. I can't tell you what I think it is.
We're talking about Dragon Ball right now.
Oh, right. No, no. I don't think it's the GOAT.
Okay.
Alright, so now Dragon Ball Z. Oh, wait, my bad.
Scram.
He bogus.
Yeah, I'm about to give it a smooth no for Dragon Ball itself. I never even watched Dragon Ball, to be honest. I didn't even know that Dragon Ball was a thing until later on, until I was like a teenager. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Dragon Ball
He said, what the fuck is this?
I definitely knew about Dragon Ball Z before Dragon Ball.
That's like a nigga watching Naruto Shippuden and Boruto and then being like, what? Naruto thing? Like, yeah, and it was better than that shit.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a lot of niggas. But you also, I think you were just a year above us, so maybe you caught it earlier than we did.
Yeah, maybe. No, I just went to video stores to rent movies.
Oh, okay. And I mean, I went to Blockbuster, but I was
never seen Dragon Ball?
Family Video, bro.
Me?
Family Video.
I didn't have cable for the longest, so no. By the time I got cable, Dragon Ball Z was hot, and then they brought Dragon Ball because of like the whole. Well, Toonami just needed more TV shows. So
I think everyone seen Dragon Ball Z first, though. I mean, in Western world.
In our age, probably in our age group.
And then you go back and watch Dragon Ball.
Alright, so Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I finished Dragon Ball before I finished Dragon Ball Z, but I started watching Dragon Ball Z first.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
Actually, no, it does. I think it was the same way, low-key.
Alright, so Dragon Ball Z. Personally, I would say if we're talking about like my list of greatest anime of all time, no. Actually, Dragon Ball is not even on the list for that. But if we talk about like, did this anime have a significant impact on the community of anime niggas? Then yes, Dragon Ball Z. Like, who doesn't know Dragon Ball Z? Niggas that's not in the anime community, like, know Dragon Ball Z. Like, if you ever seen Super Size Me where they did that like test where they showed Jesus and they showed Ronald McDonald, and niggas like didn't know who Jesus was, but they knew who Ronald McDonald is. I feel like that's Goku and Naruto. Like, if you show Goku's face, most niggas would be like, alright, I know who that is. Naruto, you'd be like, I don't know. So I would say it's GOAT off that.
Yeah, like I said, as far as I agree, when it comes to personal anime, neither Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z is the GOAT. But if we talking about the community, specifically the Western community, you can't talk about anime without talking about Dragon Ball Z. Like, no, most of this shit would not have been here if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z. If we just being real, a lot of our favorite shows literally are like, hey, Akira Toriyama was my inspiration. Yeah. They wouldn't exist without Dragon Ball Z. Boom. You can't not.
I would still say no. I mean, It's top 5 for sure. Top 3 probably. I don't know who the other 3 are, but you can be influential without being the GOAT. In my mind,
be influential without being the GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your seeds can be greater than you. In other words.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. Do I agree?
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I don't know. I can't tell you like who I think would better.
So then, what's your metrics for them being great? Right? Because let's think we can only be like story, animation, impact,
like so.
Sales.
We kind of talked about it already. So I like and you said Pokemon. I think Dragon Ball Z is almost like Pokemon, right? It's not even. To me, it's different than I don't think Dragon Ball Z is mainly an anime thing. It's almost hard to explain. Like Naruto to me is anime. It's 100% anime. But like Dragon Ball Z was it's almost like just a cartoon. Okay. Like at the end of the day, I don't think Dragon Ball Z. Niggas watch Dragon Ball Z and would never watch another anime in their life.
Niggas watch Naruto and never watch another anime.
No, I think that's more rare. I think
if you
watch Naruto, you at least start to venture into other anime.
Naruto is this generation Dragon Ball Z as a person that interact with these little kids every day. How our niggas used to be like, a random hood nigga be like, I know Dragon Ball Z. Random hood nigga. It'd be hood niggas that don't do they gang bang. But they also play Shinobi Striker, bro. Like niggas know Naruto like how our niggas knew Dragon Ball Z. It's definitely a phase change. And like it's to the point where kids will be like, I know of Dragon Ball Z. I know of Goku. But niggas know Naruto is a ninja from the Leaf Village. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Them shit's the same. I just think it's how we perceived it. In our day and age, we were way more cut off from anime. So that shit seemed like a cartoon because that's all we knew. We didn't know, like, you would never find it in the anime section. Mm-hmm. That shit was in the cartoon section. You tripping, bro.
You just said Naruto's the same thing, though. So
yeah. Now?
It's between those two. That's really about Western culture, Western world. Yeah.
Grant, what you got on it? Dragon Ball Z, GOAT or not?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely a yes because I don't think there was any other show where you would have the supposedly cool hood niggas from where we grew up with and the actual nerdy niggas all being able to have an agreement on liking something. When niggas had a liking for Pokemon when we were growing up, that would have to be something that you would have to have as a secret amongst everybody, or have your own little small clique where you guys fucked with Pokemon. Whereas everybody, all of the young boys in our generation, fucked with it hard, and that was basically like the old version of the famous Naruto run, where everybody who was nerdy as hell was doing the old Kamehameha shit, or whatever, or trying to power up like. You remember that old ass YouTube video where Buddy S is trying to power up into a Super Saiyan or whatever. I kind of shit like that. That's the type of stuff where Dragon Ball Z definitely had a very strong staple in the nerd community and in the hood nigga community.
Hey, let's be real here right now. In front of the cameras, have you ever tried to power up as a kid?
Oh, yeah, 100%. No shame. All the time.
Hell yeah.
Be sitting there trying to summon Key and
shit.
Dude,
my brother used to beat my ass all the time. And I swear to God, I tried to power up and whoop his ass.
That's when you realize life wasn't it.
That sounds like such some anime shit. Like the buff nigga Gramps was like, I used to get my ass whooped by my brother all the time. There's more of you?
Yeah, right. He's like, this is my brother. The earth starts shaking and shit.
I'm the little nigga from my village.
Yeah, what?